It's been said a lot that the current system of education in America was built during the industrial age. It's been said a lot that the system continues to perpetuate the industrial age of education. Well, I'm here to remind you that at the classroom level, you're a part of the system. That in the classroom, you have the power to change that system. That in the classroom, many of us continue to perpetuate that system. You see, the industrial age was built around the idea that we needed to create widgets. We needed to create people that could follow rules, follow scripts, be compliant, and simply get the right answer. The people that could just do the thing without questioning, without innovating, without creating. Today, we live in a world where kids need to be creators. They need to be innovators. They need to be change agents. And as educators, our responsibility is not just to assess whether or not kids can get right or wrong answers, whether or not they can jump through hoops and follow rules, but to truly assess their thinking. Let me give you a little thought exercise. Imagine, if you will, that you are a social studies teacher. And this week you give a quiz to your students. Your quiz is on the capitals of the states in the United States of America. And you ask a student to identify the capital of the state of Michigan. Now, on this quiz, one kid tells you that the capital is Lansing, Michigan. Another kid tells you that the capital is Detroit, Michigan. Now, in most of our classrooms, the student that said Lansing, Michigan would get the answer correct. And the student that said Detroit, Michigan would get it incorrect. But I'm going to challenge you for a second. Which of those students had to think more to come up with their answer? Which kid had to go to higher levels of thinking to get the correct answer? See, in a lot of classrooms today, we talk about high order thinking. We talk about depth of knowledge. We talk about Bloom's taxonomy. We talk about Webb's depth of knowledge. And there are some people that will tell you Webb's DOK is simply Bloom's 2.0. But I'm here to tell you they're completely different. With Bloom's taxonomy, we're focused on the outcomes. What does a kid have to be able to do? To come up with the capital of a state, a kid has to be able to recall information. It's okay if they simply memorize information and spit it back out at you. If they simply regurgitate, if they copy, if they cut and paste and get the answer, we're okay at the recall level. Unfortunately, with recall skills, very low levels of thinking are required, and actually very short-term memory is required. But the kid who said Detroit, Michigan. Now, Detroit is not the capital of the state of Michigan. I want you to think about what they might have done to come up with that answer. They might have thought, well, Detroit's the largest city in Michigan. They might have said Detroit is the economic hub of the state of Michigan. They might have even known that Detroit is located on the Detroit River, separating Lake Huron from Lake Erie. They might have known some historical context. They might have known about trade routes and major interstates and railroads that flow through Detroit. They might have come up with a lot of context and a lot of strategic thinking to come up with that answer. According to DOK, they're at a level 3 out of 4 in their thinking, even though they got the wrong answer. Now, in some of our classrooms, we might simply tell that kid, you got it wrong, go back and study. All you had to do was memorize, make flashcards, and memorize. Or, as educators, we can get to the heart of their thinking. We can get to the heart of their understanding. We can get to the heart of what they know, as opposed to whether or not they got something right or wrong. In the modern day of education, we need to move beyond simply saying, did you get it right or wrong? Because learning isn't binary of right or wrong. It's where are you in the process? And as educators, our job, moving beyond the industrial age of education, is to move outside of, did you get it right or wrong, into, what are you thinking? Now, I'm not here to say Detroit, Michigan is the right answer, so don't take this out of context. But what I am saying is that as educators, we need to know what a kid is thinking so that we can move them forward. Because it's not about right or wrong. It's where are you in the process and how can I move you forward?